target because it has to fall. So
The instructor training group from the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit spends much of its time on the road, working with soldiers and partner forces across the Army and around the world. Their role is straightforward: improve marksmanship through instruction, refine fundamentals, and shared experience. But this week was a little different. Instead of supporting a conventional unit, they spent several days working alongside a team of Green Berets, breaking down pistol and rifle fundamentals, and putting those skills into practice with some of the Army's most seasoned operators.
One shot, and then go far one. One shot.
All right, so we're out here teaching SRM, short range marksmanship, to a Special Forces ODA that came out, requested to train with us. We're going over pistol and rifle, and really the main thing is we're trying to increase lethality. We're using our skills that we learned in competition. We train people from all different kinds of backgrounds. We compete in different types of competitions, from long range, PRS style, to gas gun, to PCSL, short range carbine style competitions, to bullseye, to GSSF, to Bianchi. We run the gamut, right? We use all of these things to enhance lethality for every soldier. Anybody that comes to us can ask for any kind of training.
2 on this guy, 2 on this one, 2 on this guy, 2 on that one. And then end, right? So you're just shooting moving forward. But the big name of the game here is like the movement aspect of it, right? The hits on the target just kind of like need to happen. This should be like a movement drill. I shouldn't have to think about how to press the trigger on any of these, okay? So for this, just make sure that you're not overblowing this position, because if you get really sucked into this target, by the time you're done with it, like that's a peril.
After spending much of the day refining short-range pistol skills, the instructors in the Green Berets transitioned into a friendly competition, using what they'd practiced to see how well their training held up under pressure.
You cannot shoot your side of the dueling tree until you've shot all of your steel, right? Even if you hit a plate and it doesn't fall because you hit at the very bottom, you need to shoot that one before you shoot the dueling tree, right? So whoever clears their side or their 3 plates first wins.
Solid.
All right, so you're ready. Stand by. Mike is the winner.
Mike is?
On the opposite side of the range, training continued with short-range rifle. Sergeant First Class Cody Marple led the session, walking the group through movement drills and controlled pairs.
Just let the gun settle over there. So boom, the shot goes off, goes up. Boom, the second shot, the gun lifts. I just start pointing it in the next direction.
The focus was on consistency, making each repetition count.
All right, stand by. Call a good shot, move the gun up. We're going bang, settling, I like it, and then moving, right? Bang, off the target, bang, off the target, right? And then get your eyes out of the optic. So as soon as you fire that shot, look, and then bring the gun where you're looking, right?
They spent the rest of the day rotating between short-range rifle and pistol work, reinforcing the same fundamentals they'd started with that morning. It was steady, deliberate training, refining technique, tightening groups, and building consistency before moving on to the next phase. The next day started with a shift in focus. After spending the previous day working up close, the team moved into medium-range marksmanship, adding more distance and a bit more complexity to the training. This block introduced work from barriers and movement around basic obstacles, setting the tone for the rest of the day's instruction.
Once they come right,
First couple days kind of worked on some of the fundamentals of SRM, and these guys have been working on them for the past 3 days or so, and there's definitely been a lot of improvement.
Off the left edge.
So today the focus is MRM, so mid-range marksmanship. They're going to be working from different positions, using barriers, moving in and around barriers and stuff like that. So hopefully, the improvement will be, making good hits, good quick hits from different positions.
Like Mike was talking about, let your skeleton do the work, right? Because you're kind of like holding yourself in this position. So if I'm going to shoot off this guy, two things that we see a lot are going to be people kind of like using their musculature to hold them in a position as opposed to like their skeletal system, right? So if they can just like lock out their knees, not lock them out, right? But like straighten their legs, straighten their back, just bend at the waist as opposed to trying to squat into a position for a long time. It'll be more comfortable for a longer amount of time, and you're gonna put less input into the gun. And the other one would just be people are used to kind of doing one thing and haven't explored, I guess you would say, alternate shooting positions. So getting a little bit lower down or changing which leg is up, or trying like a double kneeling position in some of these lower positions. So those are some of the biggest things I'd say we see.
The team spent the rest of the day working through their medium-range marksmanship drills, gradually building on distance, movement, and positional changes as the afternoon went on. As the light started to fade, attention shifted toward the night portion of the training, giving everyone time to reset and prepare for the next phase.
Laser, bullets, and red dot are all touching the same spot.
Before firing under nods, the group gathered for a short class on setting up their lasers, checking alignment, and making the small adjustments needed for low-light conditions. It was a deliberate transition, giving the team a moment to adapt their gear, their sights, and their mindset before stepping into the night shoot ahead.
Other way. So right now we've moved on to the night portion for the week. The goal here is getting people used to lasers, zeros, and offsets from 0 meters all the way out to 300, 350. Getting people to understand what their laser is capable of, both settings and output-wise, not bringing too much or too little to what the target needs, as well as understanding holds to be able to make precise shots from 0 to 300. They're shooting pretty good. One thing that we've seen with everybody in general is going to be lingering on target. So instead of firing 1, 2, however many rounds on the target and then moving on to the next one, it's sort of over-confirming. But in general, that's very common with everybody. But getting people used to firing whatever the drill requires and then immediately moving on to the next target. Target transitions there being target transition efficiency being the name of the game.
Heard about AMU from another team that we had worked with in the past. They had come out here and they had gotten some great training. And what we really came out here to focus on was a different side of shooting. We normally focus on combat oriented, and coming out here to AMU, we knew these guys run competitions, 3-gun, long gun, whatever you name it. So that was the end state for us coming out here. Well, first of all, I want to say that all of the instructors we've worked with this week have been absolutely professional and tacticians in their, realm. What this has done for our ODA, we have a long line of skills starting from baseline to advanced. I think this week everyone's been able to take at least one thing away in improving their shooting abilities.